All right, good day, everyone. This is Fumi, the lead consultant, MAXIM-CONCEPTS consulting practice. And like I used to say, what are we into? We're into training and advisory as it relates to law, as it relates to auditing and accounting, as it relates to risk management, and as it relates to governance. Yes, governance. And so I continue my short talk on governance issue across board. And today we'll be looking at board and board committees. I remember during the last time out, I made mention of the fact that, I just mentioned it, that, I mentioned the audit committee, I mentioned the risk, and then I think I mentioned internal control as well, but I didn't expatiate on it. So today I'll be expatiating on each of these areas. There's no way we'll talk about sound corporate governance in an organization without talking about the board and the board committees, because these committees, they have to just be in place as far as sound corporate governance is concerned in an organization. And so let's just start. Okay, so the first one I'll talk about is the board committee itself. It oversees, what do? They oversee the overall, they oversee the overall aspect of the organization in terms of bringing their expertise, bringing their wealth of experience, because most of the time, most people that are members of the board committee, they are directors in other organizations. Some of them are directors in two organizations. Some of them are NED, they are non-executive directors in some other organization. So these people are, they have wealth of experience, and so they bring it into bear as far as organization is concerned. So it is expected that every organization, they have board committees, because there's a responsibility they have to perform as far as every organization is concerned. When you look at the financial statement of most companies, immediately after the director's report, you will see it. They will list it: board committees, remuneration committee, audit board committee, nomination and the likes. And so I talk about the next one. The next one is board audit committee. What are they? What responsibilities are they saddled with? They're saddled with an oversight of, they have an oversight over the financial reporting, over the internal audit group of the organization, because most times they are the one that will help internal audit group, in an organization to be independent. They will be the one to actually help them to be independent, because most times, if they are not in place, it will be very difficult for the internal audit group in an organization to be independent. So it is part of the reason why it is being proposed, that there should be board audit committee in place. And also we also have the remuneration committee. And what do the remuneration committee do? They're in charge of overseeing the compensation given to, compensation due to senior management, senior officers in the organization, so that they'll be able to align the long-term role of the organization, the performance of the organization. They will consider that in line with the payments that will be made, the payments that should be made, the payment structure that will be in place for the key management of the organization. They will consider that. So many parameters that will be considered. The performance of the organization will be put into consideration as regards fixing the remuneration of the senior officers. And another one is the nomination committee. What are nomination committee into? They are the one that is saddled with the responsibility of nominating those that are part of the board, and they have the criteria for selecting them. People are not just appointed to the board. There are certain criteria that they use in appointing them. You must have had a number of years of experience. You must have served in different board. You must have wealth of experience. They have so many things that they will put into consideration in selecting people, in appointing people to member of the board. And so these are to be in place. so that it won't be a situation whereby it is a no man that that is being used in an organization to put people into the position. So part of the requirement of as far as sound corporate governance is concerned is that there should be a nomination committee in place, who- that are saddled with the responsibility of appointing members of the board. And also the risk management committee, they are saddled with the responsibility of putting in place the risk strategy of the organization,